All right, guys. So the class is being recorded. This is for those that are not here today. You know, ever want to watch this orientation class video. So today class, it's about orientation on the Azure Cloud Computing Program. And this program will start next week, effectively. So today we're going to just talk about what the program is all about, answer a few questions that you have, and then also inform you about the possible schedule, right? And I see a lot of students here from batch 11. I will like to let you know, no, batch 12, sorry. It's kind of really tough to combine the SQL class that you're doing right now with this Azure program, right? So just so you know that. But let's go get started. So let me share my screen and then let's move on. So let me know if you're able to see my screen or not.
Yes, I'm seeing it.
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right. Okay.
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right. So welcome. Like I said, this is an orientation class. So let me go ahead and mute everybody just to have a much quiet class. So all of you are muted. I will ask you to keep your questions to the end of the presentation. It's just a few slides I want to show you, and then we can answer all questions that you have. All right. All right. So thank you so much. So we are going to be talking about Azure orientation. And what is this program all about? Why are you even here? I mean, most of you that are here today already understand the importance of advancing your career in the cloud world. I mean, whether accept it or not, this is the direction that companies are going. Now, before we even start, I just want to clarify those that are probably doing our SQL Server class. It's Azure training, a requirement for you to get a job out there. The answer is no, right? Personally, I will always advise somebody to go through the SQL Server training, get the foundation, and then if you want to do this, you can do it. But whether you do it now or later on, you will probably do this program. So I just want to let you understand that you have to do this. It's a very important thing for you. So give me one moment, please. All right. Okay. So what I was saying is that it's not a requirement, right? A lot of people have gotten jobs without even this training. But somewhere down the line, you will need to do this training. All right. Now, certification required after the training. Again, as a certification required for you to get a job, the answer still remains no. But is it good to take one? Yes, you can take one. And we do provide you all the materials that are needed for you to take the certification. Now we have a series of certification that we can advise you to take. Probably the most basic one is the AZ900. Right, that's the Azure Fundamental. Now, for those of you who are actively doing this training to get jobs, going into the field, I don't recommend wasting your energy on this AZ900. But if you just want to have proof to show that you have a certification and you have the basic knowledge in Azure, you can go ahead and take this certification AZ900. There's no prerequisites for this. For this training, we will be advising you to go into this and this. This has actually changed though. It's no longer 103, it's 104. Right? So you have AZ 104, which is what we trained you for. This is Azure Administrator Associate. And you have probably other ones like Azure Security Engineer or Azure DevOps. you can go a little bit deeper into this training to get it. But for this program that we're actually training you here, this is a certification that you will be taking after this. This and this, right? Azure Solution Architect Expert and Azure Administrator. But you should start with Azure Administrator first, get that one before you move up to this, right? This is the highest level. Now, this is just what it's all about, Azure Fundamentals, Microsoft Certified. It focuses just on what? On cloud concept, core Azure services. For example, pricing, how is pricing done in Azure? How to support Azure, fundamentals of cloud security, maybe compliance, and trust, and how to build a foundation in Azure, right? So this is really basic knowledge on Azure cloud computing, right? Now, as you go deeper into these, for example, Azure Administrator has a deep focus on implementing, monitoring, and maintaining Microsoft Azure solutions, right? This also includes primary services, includes things like storage, compute, networking, security, and covers topics like infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. All right, so this is a certification which is recommended for people to get started, right? If you finish this and you want to do this. But generally, for this training, this is way above taking this certification, right? So I want to just let you know that. And then of course, you have the next one that I'm talking about, which is Azure Solution Architect Expert, really focuses on expertise on compute, networking, storage, security, and designing solutions. Right? You're becoming more of a solution architect. Right? You design solutions for company. Now, who are those that want to take this? They should take this training. Well, everybody can take it. We generally advise people to have at least some basic knowledge in the IT field before they jump into this. So if you have no knowledge in the IT field, you've never done anything, and it's kind of really, you'll be able to do it, but breaking through in interviews and getting a little bit out of the regular questions, right, out of the box, thinking out of the box is really difficult for you. But so we will generally advise you to at least take maybe any course in IT field, get a basic knowledge, and then you can take a training like this. Well, those are ones that are aspiring DBAs, developers, data scientists, analysts, Azure, or people who just want to get a change, right? These are people that may want to take it. What do you get after this? What are possible careers that you do after you finish this training? Most of the time, it's going to be Azure Administrator. That's the basic entry level, right? But those that go a little bit higher could get Microsoft Azure Solution Architect jobs, right? Which pays really high. I want to look into that. Now you have top titles like Cloud Computing Engineer, Cloud Solution Engineer, Cloud Solution Architect, or Microsoft Azure Developer. Right? These are possible careers that you will be searching for when you go through a training like this. Now, I just want to quickly give you a rundown of what to expect in terms of salary. Cloud Solution Architects make quite a lot of money. You see a study here that was done, and it kind of really places this at $178,000 average. Well, you have a lower tier that goes down to 144, and upper tier that goes down to $240,000. Now, the average base pay, right, is $158,000. When you add equity, bonus, signing bonus, and all that, you are looking at numbers like that for this. So, so as you can see, it's a high lucrative field. Now, more sources will also place you roughly at 135 to 169 for different sources. Glassdoor, which is a very good company that you can use to search and compare salaries, you can use this to see how much a cloud computing engineer or architect will make. Now, when you are going into a field like this, I mean, you should think about the future, right? Is it really worth it? With spending my time and energy, investing time and energy into this, is it worth it? Well, you can look at here a 10 to 20 years projections, which shows that by 2024, most enterprise will have intensive multi-cloud environments with on-prem, off-prem, public, private cloud. Now, what does it really mean? Terminologies here might confuse you, but here this simply means that companies that are working right now on premises, right now, is probably going to embrace cloud computing. Right? 90% of them are embracing that. Meaning that if you are a regular on-prem guy, you should begin to think about this. Right? It doesn't matter what you do, whether you are in networking, you are server administration, you are database administrator, whatever you do in the IT field, you have to begin to improve and get cloud knowledge and in your resume, right? Because that's where you're going to pay off. But you're going to see that it's going to take a long time for companies to fully transition. So there's still going to be that mixture of doing things on-prem and then incorporating it with the cloud. So that's why we still strongly advise you not just to jump into this, but still understand which direction is going. Right now, the sum of the world's data is expected to swell more than 5 times its current size by 2025. By 2025, the world's data is expected to reach 175 zettabytes. That is huge, right? That's a huge amount of data. Now, when this data grow, what happens? We need people to design architecture to manage the data. We need people to manage this data. We need people to run reports out of this data. We need people to, create infrastructure that is able to contain this data. And that's what you guys are doing, right? So as long as the data is growing, we know that we are in the era where data is a new oil. As long as the data is growing, your career will always be hot cake because it's always going to be needed. Now, this is a projected expenditure that companies are going to make. This is actually 2020. And you see that by 2020, 2 years ago, it was projected that total expenditure in the public cloud will grow by 277 billion. Now, these numbers have tripled again now and will even quadruple in the next decade to come. So these are studies that are done to see how the projections look like. Now, look at this one here. Also, customers' investment in public cloud technologies, right? Now, we have 3 different cloud provisions that you will be learning. We have a SaaS public cloud, an IaaS public cloud, and PaaS. This stands for platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, and software as a service. Right? And you see that all of them are projected to grow, even triple by end of 2026. Right? So you see the trend is an upgoing trend in every direction that I'm going to be showing you here. Now, cloud providers are market shares, and you know that Azure is not the only cloud provider out there. You probably must have heard of Amazon, which today is the leader in the cloud provider sphere, right? But Azure is coming up very, very strong, right? It's second by Azure, and then you have Google Cloud, you have Alibaba, and then IBM. You also have a lot of other cloud providers, but these are the top guys that are really doing tremendous work out there. And you see that the market share for Azure is rising tremendously, and it's highly competing with AWS. Now, a percentage change in vendors, right? This is studies done by the Tech Spend report that shows here. You can see clearly here that Microsoft Azure, right, is actually projected to increase in spending significantly. This was 2021, right? And this one here shows you the different companies that are actually looking at it. And you have here software companies, you have AWS, and you see the change And you see here, you have significant increase, a slight increase, a slight decrease. You see that Microsoft has a significant increase by 19% and a slight increase in spending by 42% with a very minute decrease. So this shows you the percentage expected change in vendor spending, right? So that how much the vendors are willing to spend to acquire services provided by this company. We have AWS as well, but you see that the highest is here is leading by Microsoft Azure, and so on. Now, we all know, whether you accept it or not, serverless cars are coming, right? In the summit, we talked about artificial intelligence and autonomous driving cars. Now, how will these cars drive? Right? They need a lot of data to be able to drive these cars, and need a lot of infrastructure that can drive this data. Right? Now, what are the big drivers that push cloud computing companies forward? What are some of the things that make them lucrative? One, scalability. Right? The simple fact that you can literally spin up a virtual machine within the twinkle of an eye and break it down makes it just highly scalable. Right? So think about it. If you were working on-prem and you get a new idea and you want to test it out, the only way you can test it out is to do what? Kind of buy the software, right? Bring it, ship it to your place, install it, configure it, and make sure it's up and running. That takes weeks, right? What if it's just an idea you want to test? You don't even know whether this idea will materialize. You just want to test this idea. Now, it's difficult to do this and have all that cost upfront when you don't even know if the idea is going to materialize, right? So that's why here, you as an entrepreneur, you'll have brand new ideas. You can quickly go into a cloud computing platform, buy a virtual machine, test it in one afternoon, test your ideas, make sure everything is working. If it's not working, you break it down and you only pay for the time that you use the virtual machine. That brings the scalability nature of this. And of course, the agility, right? It's business agile. You see that a lot of companies like it because of the agile nature of it, right? You can test things in the whole process of development, right? And you're able to pay just for the services that you provide. And of course, the cost is a major factor, right? Cloud computing platforms take advantage of the cost associated by running things on-prem. So it drives companies forward. Of course, it brings a lot of innovation, the competitive advantage over your competitors, and so on. Right? So these are some of the big motivation why companies are really going into cloud. Now, of course, is there any prerequisite to take this training? Of course, we do expect you to have some basic IT knowledge. Most of you that are coming here are coming out from a SQL Server background. I've done the SQL Server. So what you're going to realize in this training is that there's also going to be a lot of tilt towards that as well. But at least any of this field where I've done fundamentals of Azure, Power BI, prerequisite, and virtualization, understanding what virtual machines are all about, or just the willingness to learn. Just bring that willingness and motivation that you want to learn, and we will help you in the whole process. Now, what do we expect from you? As usual, you have to be in class. This is not a purely virtual program. It's a virtual live, right, class. So we will be in here in live to answer all questions that you have. Do your homework. There's going to be a lot of homework that we're going to give out to you. Be actively participating in class and give us your full attention. I will promise you, we're going to make sure we get a brighter future. Now, duration of this program is generally 4 months. It's intensive 4 months training from May till September. And we do have 1 month interview prep as well as certification preparation for you to take. This is the class schedule that we have for this training. Mondays, Thursdays and Saturdays. Now, Mondays and Thursdays are regular classes, and it's just 2 hours, right? So these classes go without any break. There's no break. You go straight 2 hours, and before you notice, it's done. 2 hours is gone. Now, on Saturday, this is projects and revision. Every single week, on a Monday, we're going to give you a project on Monday, and we will work through that project on Monday class and on Thursday. And then you have labs to work on. And then on Saturday class from 10 to 12, you're going to sit and go through those labs. They're very intensive, so you really have to create time to do this. And Azure is something that if you don't actively participate, you are going to go through this program, but the program will not go through you. All right? You before you notice it's done, and you don't even know what you studied. So it's very, very important that you really create time for this program to be able to go through it successfully. All right? So we are going to be handling this program. There are going to be 3 instructors that are going to be handling this program. It's going to be myself. I'm going to have the program coordinator for this Azure is Romeo. I'm going to give him a chance to say a word for you guys. And then you have Michael as well that will be with you guys. So you will be seeing all these faces. I'm going to give them a chance to talk. But like I said, it's an intensive training. It's something that you have to really pay attention and go through it as soon as possible and really actively participate in the group work that we provide. Now, what is the benefit of doing this with us? Well, we have tons and tons of benefit why you should do this program. I mean, we are not the only cloud computing training school that you see out there, but there's a reason why you should do that with us. One, you're going to get hands-on top level training from instructors that are seasoned and have enough experience. Now we're going to provide you real videos of the classes. We help you on your resume. And of course, we have social media platforms for all our alumni that will help you with all your possible questions that you have. We do prepare you for interviews as well as your resumes. And we do organize weekly webinars as well as boot camps and summits that help make sure that you stay active in the community as well as in the IT sphere. Right? So some of the benefits that you should do that with us, we are there for you. We want to make sure that you succeed in this training. Now, some of you might be asking here, what is the tuition for this training? It's $2,000. This is the cheapest that you can find out there for a program this intensive. Now, you have to take this training from now on 2 weeks to make a down payment of $500. And then at the end of every month, you were expecting to make a $500 payment. Right? That's always the last weekend of the month. We do have discounts for all KIAWITECH returning trainings, $500 off from this amount. If you decide to make this payment at once, you get a 10% discount. That's $200. If you decide to make it twice, you get 5%, which is $100 for this amount. So these are the various discounts that we have as far as this training is concerned. Now, before I go into giving room for you to ask questions, I'm going to bring in all my other colleagues that will be handling this training with me, so they can at least give you a word of encouragement, why it's important for you to do this training. Romeo, if you're on, please. Yes, go ahead. Romeo?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. And happy to have you all here. Sorry, I'm not in my office. I'm somewhere right here, as you can see. I think Doctor has said it all, and I don't want to elaborate more on it. Most of you already know me. Those who don't know me, you will have to discover me. Azure is the future, like other clouds. And like Dr. Riley said, right now, I think Amazon is just a step away from Azure. But if you look at the trend and the growth of Azure, it's been tremendous. It's been exponential. And most of you who are working right now will definitely bear with me that you have a hybrid environment. At least 90% of people working right now have a hybrid environment. And for you to be able to sustain, keep your job, and be professional, you have to step into Azure. And in the nearest future, almost all environments are going to completely move into the cloud. Whatever cloud you want to choose it, public, private, government cloud, right? Every environment is going to move into the cloud. And this is a time and this is an opportunity for you guys to step up and upgrade yourselves. What we give you here is hands-on training. Hands-on training. If you go to any academy, I don't think you will find what we teach here. We give you the best, we give you all the projects, and we take you into the live environment. One of the good things with Azure is that you guys are not going to need to have all these computers with all these specifications, 500 gigabits or 1 tera, and so on and so forth, right? Everything is going to be provisioned in the cloud. And I urge everybody to encourage your friends to come register and take the program. You won't regret it. That is it for me, Doctor. I think they will discover everything in class.
Thank you so much, Romeo. Most of you know him. Those that don't know him, he's actually program coordinator for this training, and he will be very actively involved in passing this knowledge down to you. Of course, we do have Michael as well. Michael, we're taking you guys here on the revision on Saturdays. Also, an Azure solution architect has once been sitting right where you are, and we're so proud of the progress that he has made so far. Michael, please go ahead. Michael, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you.
All right. Thank you. Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Doctor, for giving me the opportunity to, introduce myself. So my name is Michael, and in some years I was seated here, and I'll be happy to, work with you through this program in Azure. Like you have heard from Romeo, Azure is hot cake in the market, and as you are here, KIAWITECH is unique in what it's giving you. And if you pay attention, you sit up and you follow through this program, bear with me, at the end of the day, it's going to bear you great results and you'll never regret. So I'll be very happy, to work with you through this program. Just dedicate your time, let's work together. At the end of the day, we'll all be celebrating. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Michael. So we open room for questions. I know some of you might have some question, concern. Please, let's do that with a hand raise so that we have some order. I'm going to go with Uwa first, and we'll just go through those questions like that. Yes, Uwa, please.
Okay, so I have two questions, basically. So you talked about the discount. So when you explained the discount, you said if you pay in full, you get $200 waive, meaning for someone like me, I'll be paying 1.3, right?
That's mad. No, it will not
That's
be like
what that
that.
means, because you said $500 waive for us that is coming in.
Let me
if you
explain.
pay in full.
Yeah, let me explain what that means. If you are a non-Kiawi, if you've never attended a class with us, right, your fee is $2,000. If you decide to pay in full, you get $200 off. That's 10%. Let's go with the percentage. It's 10% off the amount you're paying, which is $200. Sorry, out of 2,000. But now, if you are a returning trainee from KIAWITECH, your fee is 1,500. If you decide to pay in full, you've taken 10% of 1,500 off, right? Which is 150, which is still not bad. Anyway, but
yeah, it's still not bad. That's right. And the second question is, what is the time for these classes if it clashes with my work?
The 6 p.m. clashes with your work.
6 p.m.
Well, I did. Oh, I think you missed that part. I showed the schedule for this training. So we have 3 days, right? The first day is Mondays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Right now, and then you have a Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now, the reason why we're always very flexible in this Azure class, most of you that are here from batch 11 that are about to start your interview prep next week, we're trying to make sure we also accommodate you, right? So it doesn't clash with your interview preparations and make you not be able to take this training. So we're sending out after this also the schedule for the open my offer letter interview training for batch 11. So it fits well with the schedule that we have already. And after that, once you guys are done, and we have a general consensus here that you might want to shift the time a little bit. We are flexible. We've done that in the past. We are flexible to do that. But until we finish this 2 months of my offer letter training, this is the schedule. Any more questions, Uba? All right. Okay.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Yes. Let me go to you, Judith.
Okay, good morning, sir. I received most of my answer, but I have one question. For yours, we just done with SQL Server. Yes. How can we, because you say just for me, this training is tough, Azure. It will be
I didn't say that.
You say we have to be focused. It will be it will be easy for us to try to focus to get a job sequence on SQL and go to Azure at the same time.
Yes, you can do it. One thing, what I'm trying to say is that SQL, if you've done the SQL training at KIAWITECH and you are here, then Azure will be an ABC for you because SQL is more challenging than the Azure training. Now, of course, we want you to have jobs, right? If you really feel like the training is really on your way, and you are not able to focus in looking for a job, we are fine to you maybe stepping aside and taking the next training, right? Just have in the back of your mind, whether you take it now or later, you will one day take this training, right? So long as you stay in this field. So what I've advised people to do is that while they are actively looking for their job, because when you start looking for a job, you're going to see that a lot. Azure experience. You need to have knowledge of this. So then you begin to regret, why did I not just do this training before when I had the opportunity? But it doesn't really mean that you must do it. No, you must not do it, right? So you can just say, okay, I'm going to first of all focus on getting my job and then come back later on. That's fine. But I will advise you that you do it parallel. Yeah.
I will. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yes, Sebastian, let me go to you. Sebastian.
Yeah, thank you so much, Doc, for this other opportunity you're giving us to learn more. I think part of my question has been answered. I just want to ask further, to push it a little further. Following the schedule we had when we were doing the SQL Server, are we going to be able to have people from different time zones?
Okay. Good question. So it's that schedule is carefully kept, chosen to accommodate also people from different time zones. From this community, most of the people that are taking our training are 6 hours ahead of us. Right? So the 6 p.m. is somewhere between not being too late and not being too early in the night. Right? So we're not going to have multiple schedules for this. Most of the people that will be doing this training will probably take it from 12 midnight to 2 a.m. Right? Which is fine for a 2 hours class. And at that time, we've tested it over and it's fine. We've tried it before where people had to wake up at 2 a.m. It was really tough. So that's why we brought it a little bit to accommodate our, and in the revision class, it's also during the day and accommodate everybody. So, and of course, it's a smaller class as well. So we don't have the resources to break it down into multiple time zones.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much, Doc. Okay. Just to add to what you're saying, I'm currently looking at the job market. Okay. Most of the jobs that pay well, I'm just saying, just to add to what you have said, I see they ask for Azure experience. Even if they ask for SQL Server, they also ask for Azure. When there is Azure added to it, the money, the pay is higher. So I'm just saying this, yes, to add to what you have said concerning the Azure.
Yes,
we don't.
yes,
I think
yes.
For those who are here, I want to encourage them to take it.
Okay, thanks for that. All right. Okay, let me go to Dio.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Michael and Mr. Romeo, thank you for your time. Without any benefit of doubt, I know at the end of this training, you're going to, most of us here, you're going to impact a lot in us because I knew a lot of people when we started the SQL Server training, most people don't even know how to use a mouse, and most of them talk like a professional now after 6 months being with you. So I don't have any element of doubt in terms of what we're going to gain at the end of the training. But like Mr. Sebastian has rightly said, I don't know why doctor is telling us it's not necessary when we all know that it's really necessary, because when you look at most of the job out there, hardly will you see any job without coming with AWS or it's going to come with Azure. I think it's very necessary, and that is one of the reasons why I think, like Juti Dryly said, it's better for you to, free 3-4 months of your time and get this done once and for all, and landed your dream job once and for all. But I mean, it's an individual. It's your choice. I mean, I know you have to make the right choice for yourself. But my question comes to the certification of after the entire training. I just want to know, are we going to take the certification before the end of the training? What is the cost of the certifications? What are the things you need to do to actually, because you're going to come to class, you're going to get the hands-on experience, but I still strongly believe this is a little bit different from the SQL Server class, whereby you can finish your training without putting any form of certification in your resume. You can still get that job, but putting an Azure certification on your resume, knowing fully well that is where IT is going to make a lot to me. So I want to focus on the training. I want to focus on the hands-on experience. At the same time, I want to focus on the certifications. So I want to know much about the certifications, the costs. How are we going to do it? Are we going to be writing the certification towards the end of the program? Are we going to still be in the training while we're going to write the certification? Those are the things I want to really, know much about. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dio. Great questions. Of course, a lot of people have taken this certification while they're still in training. And we do advise you to do that as well. So one of the few things that we give to you are certification DOMs, a website where you can have the certification. So as we are going through the training, you are actively also, in your private time, reviewing the certification. And of course, you also have groups, right? KIAWITECH is all about group work. So we're going to also be putting you in groups. And most of the time when you go in groups, we do advise you to meet at least once a week, do their homework for the week, and then use the remaining time to go through certification. By the time you are maybe 3 months into this training, you should be right to at least take the AZ 104. I really will not advise anybody to waste their money into AZ 900. It's too basic, except that's just what you want, and that's fine. But if you want to really go to the finish line, just keep the AZ 900 for now and focus on that. And of course, the price of this training, Microsoft gives a lot of discount, but the original price is $165. That's the price for the training. But there was a time during COVID that it went down to $15. I don't know if that's changed or not. But we have a lot of great resources here in this community that I'll be linking you up with that can really, really help you on the certifications and the questions. A very good friend and a mentor that is doing so well and helping a lot of people in this is Bryce. I see he's here today as well. This is a great mentor that has done a lot for us as far as these certifications are concerned. Bryce, if you're here today, please could you just put on a video so people see you. I appreciate you for everything that you're doing. Yes, there you go. That's Bryce there. We can't hear you, but Bryce is here. He's always here and always helping. someone that's a go-to person. Anytime you have any certification related question, please feel free to reach out to him. Yeah. All right. So that's it. So you can take the certification during the training or after the training, but we have all the material. So far, we have a 100% success rate for those that have attempted the certification. Right. So just for you to aware. All right. Okay. So OTO.
Good morning, Doctor.
Good
I
morning.
just want to be cleared with something. Did you say after this current SQL class we're having, we can start the Azure?
Yes, yes, I do see that you are in B12 class. It's kind of
Yeah.
really going to be challenging for you to combine the SQL training and this training. A SQL training is really demanding a lot. I mean, people like Vitals, Dio that have finished, they can tell you that you still have to work. You still have to feed your family. It shouldn't become a burden to you. I will say, well, in as much as the interest might be there, I will really not advise you to take it while you're actively going through SQL Server training.
Okay. So when it's time, we're going to start
Yes,
afresh.
of course. By the time you're finishing your SQL training, we'll have another batch starting that you can as well enroll into.
Okay, that's when we pay the 1,500, you said?
Oh, yes. No, you're not expected to make any payment. Yeah, only if when you take the training, then you are expected to make any payment.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right. Okay, yes, Vitals, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Doctor, for this opportunity. I appreciate what we are doing in the KIAWITECH community. I've been seeing a lot of good news, even from behind in my subgroup, and you're going to get to know about those in the near future. I'm happy to be here. I knew about KIAWITECH because of Azure. I kind of had the opportunity to interview for Azure last year when I had no knowledge of Azure. So it was Michael that works with Mindtree that kind of introduced me. And when we talked, you asked me to go to SQL Server and get the background first. So here we are for the Azure. Thank you for the opportunity once more. So my question is whether this training is going to cover everything about the solution architect level, or is it going to be focusing on SQL DBA in Azure?
Very, very good question. I will tell you that this training is going to be a little bit tilted towards SQL Server in Azure, right? But we are not ending at that level. We go extensive into actually covering our solution architect role as well. Meaning that at the end of this, you can as well be very comfortable with the solution architect role in Azure. Very much comfortable. We do a lot, we go detail into networking, we go detail into security, a lot into building the architecture itself and connectivity and so on. We will send out the course syllables for you to in the next few days, so you can see what we'll be covering. But I want to let you understand that every single time you take an Azure training, you will see a trend towards the background of the individual is teaching you, right? If this person is a software guy, the training will be very much maybe tilted towards that direction. I'm from a data perspective, so it's not being teaching you not in the DBA, but really in the managing of the data and architecture itself. So that's where someone that's already taken this training as SQL Server training, you're going to have a lot of familiarity with what we've already done on-prem and how it's done in Azure. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much for that. Another thing is, it's kind of a concern to me is the timing. You said that start from 6 p.m. So I live in Pacific time zone, and that 6 p.m. is like 4 p.m. my time. And like work ends at 5 p.m. I don't know how it's going to be, but maybe I'll be watching videos and attending 1 hour because I really want to be part of the class.
Yeah, it's kind of really, they are now the Pacific one now, we didn't even think about that direction now. Yeah. It's got balancing everyone across the world and getting the time that will fit well into these really kind of really tough. But like our videos are always recorded, right? If it happens that you are not able to be there in the beginning of the class, and you're able to follow up the videos and bring them in the revision class on Saturday, which is during the day. I mean, a lot of people have done this training like that, you know. So you should still be able to go through it successfully.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Let's see.
Thank you, Doctor. I just have one question.
Yes.
If you can make this class this time, I want to have idea when next after now.
The next one will start in October.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. All right. Any more questions? So I have KM. I don't know who that is.
Hi, Dr. Kiawi, it's Karen. So thank you for having me. I'm just sitting here with my son.
Okay. Yes.
Quick question. He has expressed, because he's here so that he can, for revision for the fundamentals of Azure.
That's correct.
He's expressed interest that he wants to go further and complete to the end. So you've talked a lot about SQL, right? Is that going to impact him since he hasn't done anything with SQL?
No, that is not going to impact. We did talk about the fact that you need to have some basic knowledge in the IT, and I know what he has done already, and I know that he can go through this successfully. Now, it's kind of really tough for somebody else that has zero knowledge, has not done anything, to just jump into this and want to go through all the way to the end. You will do it, but the consequences of this is that my goal is that at the end of the day, we want to make sure that you get a job, right? It's not just to throw some random knowledge at you and then it doesn't help you at all. We want to make sure you get a job. So, so with that, you should be able to go through that successfully. And what we've done in the past, also for some people who started going through the training and develop the interest in our SQL classes, we do provide them what we call self-paced training also, where we provide you recording videos of our past classes on topics that are similar to what we're doing in class that have already been done in on-prem in a different direction. That's we do complement that also, but that will also require you to have some time to be able to do that.
Okay, thank you. That is helpful. I'm just glad that he's expressed interest to go to the end. So thank you.
Good. Yeah, tell him he's going to be our youngest DBA that we're going to train and put in the job market. So and make sure he goes all the way to the finish line.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Kari. All right. So Oluwatosi.
Good morning, doctor.
Good morning also. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, I just want to ask if you can still qualify for the discount in October if I'm not able to join now.
Yeah, no, that discount is always available. This is a community discount that we give out to all our returning trainees.
Oh, thank you for the information. Then I want to know, like, with the discount, how much is it going to be? Is it going to be like 1,350?
Yes, if you're making one-time payment.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, it's 1,500 for the regular monthly payment.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think that was the last hand up. Is there any pressing question before we leave? All right. So without further ado, since there's no other question, your first class will be on Monday, right? So we're starting on Monday. We are going to maintain this forum. If you are not yet joined the forum, please do indicate so we make sure that you are part of the forum. We do have a forum that we communicate all the knowledge, the information on. All right. So thank you so much for coming. Like I promised, it was going to be a very short class. And of course, I maintain that 1 hour window that I promised. Okay, I see you, Blessing hand up. Yes, Blessing, please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. I just want to ask, how soon can we get this video? Because I'm actually not listening at all, but I just want to make sure I have a chance to be able to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, the video will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. Are you following us on YouTube?
No, sir.
Blessing. You have to be following us now.
Okay, sir.
Let me
I will do that right away.
Let me put the link, the YouTube link here for you. That's where the video will be available. So go there and like our page and subscribe, so that when we send the video, you will be notified. Right?
Okay, sir.
When you go through KIAWITECH, carry KIAWITECH everywhere you go to.
All right.
including the YouTube channel and everything. All right. Okay. So let me send the YouTube channel here. So, all right, guys. So if you have not done so, the link is here on the chat. Just click on that link, click on the subscribe button, and then once we upload the video, probably by the end of today, once the video converts, I will have it uploaded on the YouTube channel, and you can go there and watch it. All right. Okay. Bless, did you get the link?
Yes, sir.
And everyone else, those that have not done that before, just please support us by subscribing to our channel. You know, we need the subscription to go up so we can rank a little bit higher in online. Yeah. Yes, the first class, Camille, the first class starts on Monday. Right? The class starts on Monday, 6 p.m. So make sure you are there live. All right. Okay, I'm assuming that everybody has clicked that link now and has subscribed. So I'm going to go ahead and close the class. Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend and see you guys on Monday.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Thank you.